G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And a month ago I reviewed an Opel Speedster Vauxhall VX220. And I gotta say, even though I am not a huge fan of raw and completely featureless cars, it was a lot of fun to drive for a brief moment. All it needed was a far more interesting engine. And today we've got the car with which the Opel Speedster was based, the Lotus Elise. But I get my birthday and Christmas too with this car, because not only does it feature the far more exciting 2ZZ, but the owner of this one has turbocharged it as well. And today we're going to see what this absolute pocket rocket is like to drive. The engine in this Lotus Elise is in fact not a Lotus engine, but a Toyota engine. Many will be aware that these Elises and Exeges were powered by either the 2GR V6 or, in the smaller cases, this, the 2ZZ, a 1.8 litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. The main exciting feature with this engine is that it has Toyota VTEC in a way, or VVT-Li as Toyota calls it. It has a smaller cam lobe at lower RPM, and then at 6,000 RPM it switches over to the higher cam lobe to help give you better efficiency at the bottom and more power up top, exactly the same as Honda's VTEC. It operates slightly differently in this car, but the concept is basically the same. And from factory, these made 190 horsepower, 147 kilowatt, and not very much torque, only about 180 Newton meters. But kind of like Honda's K series, it's a very high revving, very fun and zingy little power plant, which, given this weighs just 850 kg, pushes this thing along at an almighty rate of knots. It's naturally paired up with a 6-speed manual with drive going to the rear wheels. However, while you can't really see a whole lot of what's actually going on under there, the owner decided that 190 horsepower was not enough for him. And so, believe it or not, 15 years ago, he's had this car for over a decade, he installed a turbocharger onto the engine. Along with all of the supporting modifications to make that work, this car now produces 320 horsepower. Given this only weighs 850 kg, that means this has got a power to weight ratio similar to that of a Ferrari 458. So this is a serious performance machine now. The owner has done all sorts of other modifications to it. It's naturally on coilovers, it has super lightweight wheels, extremely grippy tyres, it's got a titanium exhaust system back here, which when I was driving it before they said was shooting fireballs out the back, and it has this awesome like blacked out Ghost Rider theme to it with massive diffusers and splitters and carbon side inserts everywhere. The owner has spent some serious money making this into one of the coolest Elises around, that also happens to be Ferrari fast in a straight line and just about quicker than anything through the corners. The interior is far from the most refined experience as you can appreciate. You've got no power steering. I love the simple gauges that these Elises have, with a tachometer that goes to 10,000 RPM. The transmission in typical 2ZZ fashion doesn't feel especially great, if I'm honest. You have very basic climate control down here, but to my surprise it does actually have air conditioning. It has some creature comforts. It does have fog lights and a radio over here, but frankly, that is about the only features you can expect to see. This is, for all intents and purposes, a go-kart for the road. You have lots of carbon fibre that the owner has placed throughout, carbon fibre bucket seats that hold you in well, but are definitely not at all comfortable. This, I think, is a car that we need to take out for a good drive and see what a ridiculously fast turbocharged Elise is like. Driving the turbo 2ZZ Elise. Holy, this thing is seriously fast, man, and definitely goes to show that only 320 horsepower, which is the power of my M135, when you put it in a car that weighs 700 kg less, it becomes an absolute animal. Right, let me try to give you a wee rundown on how this thing operates. The transmission is not good. It is very, very hard to find all of the gears. I put it in first and it took off in third because the gate doesn't seem to be quite in the right place. And it's, let's just say, not especially refined in here. The seats are not comfortable. It is unbelievably loud. I apologise if the microphone's clipping. It does tend to struggle with really loud cars. But the rest of this thing is absolutely phenomenal, all right? The handling is just crazy good. It is so light and nimble, and you can just hit a 35 corner Lotus and turn the wheel, the car just goes around. Look at that. Oh no idea that this thing is, or was anyway, a 1.8 litre engine. It feels like a turbo K24's back there. It's ridiculous how much power this thing has got and how quickly it accelerates. And it sounds good, man. The turbo noises are great. Just look at the way it handles through some of these corners. The foot down. I've got to say, I'm definitely learning in some of these more recent car reviews I'm doing of extremely light cars that arguably weight has more to do with the general performance than the peak power figure does. Because this thing is, oh, if I can find second, the most insane. This thing is the most insane thing I've ever driven. I think the car speaks for itself. This thing is a monster. Holy moly. This thing is ridiculous, absolutely astronomically fast. And it just handles so well, it's so nimble. This guy has built a weapon of a car, man. This thing is phenomenal, but it is very fun because it just, look at this, it's a go-kart, you know? Steering feels great, handling is out of this world, the engine is just a bomb back there, and while the rest of the car isn't exactly much to look at, it looks really cool with, you know, the sort of blacked out look to it, but it's definitely not a especially well-built car, let's just say. But all that aside, yeah, that is third. That's reverse. There it is. Is that first? Yes, it is. There we go. But the rest of the car is just mad. Wow, that's fast. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the coolest cars I think I've ever driven. What an absolute weapon. Let me give you one final taste of the turbocharged Elise. Just check this out. Masterpiece of a car. Oh, it's so fun, I love it. Oh my goodness me.